Warning. Film thoughts contain spoilers and opinions. Everyone is talking about how big of a snub Greta Gerwig was for Best Director at the Oscars, but I'd actually argue in favor of another director, Alexander Payne, director of The Holdovers. The film follows a cranky, lonely boarding school teacher, Mr. Hunnam, played by Paul Giamatti, who begrudgingly looks after a group of teens who have to spend Christmas break at the school. Eventually, most of them are taken home, except for Angus Tully, played by Dominic Sessa in his film debut, and he and Mr. Hunnam form an unlikely bond. They're also joined by the school's cafeteria administrator, Mary, played by Divine Joy Randolph, who recently lost her son during the Vietnam War. So within this story, you have three very broken and lonely people. Mr. Hunnam has dedicated most of his life to teaching at Barton Academy and doesn't have many friends among his colleagues or students due to his bluntness and harsh attitude.
You just earned yourself a detention, sir. Now get back here!
Being here with you is already one big fucking detention!
Son of a bitch, that's another detention!
Angus Tully is an understandable loner whose mother leaves him at Barton to go on a honeymoon with her new husband. He's also rather erratic as he reveals that he's been kicked out of 3 schools before Barton, and if he's kicked out of Barton, that he's going to be shipped off to military school. Mary has also just lost her son and usually spends most of the time grieving that loss or trying to form a bond with Mr. Hunnam and Angus during their isolation together. These are 3 phenomenal performances, and I personally think it's a crime that Dominic Sessa wasn't nominated for his portrayal of this broken spirit that's desperate to have someone that actually values his presence. It's revealed later in the story that his father was classified as being mentally ill, and he fears that he could end up being just like him. It's such a touching moment between him and Mr. Hunnam, who throughout the film has reflected on his poor behavior and handling of Angus's sadness, and now supports Angus by telling him that he has a very bright future ahead. The film does a fantastic job at balancing the hilarity of its characters and also their tragedy.
Oh, no, I was praying to the God I don't even believe in that your mother would pick up the phone or your father would arrive in a helicopter or a submarine or a flying fucking saucer to take you
dead.
Angus disobeys Hunnam and as a result accidentally dislocates his shoulder. It's played for laughs as Hunnam and Angus argue over whose fault it was, but then out of nowhere Angus pretends that Hunnam is his father and comes up with a cover-up story to avoid paying for his treatment with insurance. That was the moment where something clicks in your mind, that there's something deeper to explore when it comes to Angus and his past, and that's exactly what we get later on in the film, and it's incredibly satisfying. In a pretty sad twist, Hunnam takes Angus to see his father at the mental institution, but when Angus gives his father a snow globe, it led to his father having a violent outburst. Angus's mother finds out about this and says that he's getting taken to military school, only for Mr. Hunnam to jump in and defend Angus, leading to Hunnam being fired.
I have just spent 2 solid weeks with him. He is a pain in the ass, sure, but he's also very smart. Brilliant, I don't know, but very smart. You must know that. He's got enormous potential. It would be devastating if you pulled him out now.
After all his years of teaching at Barton, he throws all of that out the window to ensure that Angus didn't share the same fate of being stuck somewhere he doesn't want to be and leading a life of loneliness. That's just one of the most wholesome things I've witnessed in one of these films to date. So this may be a Christmassy movie, but in my opinion, you could watch this any time of the year and it'll tug your heartstrings no matter what. So, I want to know what you think of The Holdovers. Do you hope it wins Best Picture? Was it one that went under your radar? Did you think it didn't deserve any nominations at all? No matter what you think, let me know down in the comments below, because the best part about film thoughts is that we all have different ones. Take care and goodbye.